Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you so much for being here, checking out another brand new episode. Today's features the Trophy Mules. Got to sit down with Corey and Josh talking about their brand new album. And we play some live acoustic songs. And we had a lot of fun. So hope you enjoy this one. Do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Friendship Brewing Company in Wentzville, Missouri. Serving up all your craft beer needs. Over 25 rotating taps out there for you get yourself a nice tasty cold beverage. And you can get some delicious food, all kinds of, burgers and nachos and flatbread pizzas and lots of great daily specials also. So check that all out. And some great live music out there. On Thursdays, they've been doing this Singo Bingo night. So on Thursday, February 9th, come on out for Singo Bingo One Hit Wonders. And on Friday, February 10th, Jeff Waltshauser. And Saturday, February 11th, Andy Tucker. And don't forget Monday, they're doing a special Valentine's Day dinner and beer. So come on out and be a part of that. If you don't have any Valentine's Day plans yet, there you go. You can find full listing of their beer menu, food menu, and concert calendar at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. And be sure to plug in with them on Facebook and Instagram for more info. You've been hearing me talk about it, but Friendship Brewing is expanding and getting ready to open up their brand new location in Hannibal, Missouri, and Flint Hill, Missouri. So if you are in the Hannibal or Flint Hill area, great news. Friendship Brewing is coming to you. Check it all out. More info on the website, friendshipbrewingcompany.com. And I'll be sure to report back with more info when I got it. But thanks again to Friendship Brewing Company for making this all possible. I truly appreciate their continued support. So get out and show them some love and tell them Shane sent you. If you need anything from me, you can always find me at rockpaperpodcast.com. Hit me up on the socials. Email me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. And again, big thank you. Appreciate you all being here. Whether it's your first time or a long time listener, thanks for being here. It really means a lot to me. So with that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode with the Trophy Mules.
Podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Corey.
And this is Josh.
And we're the Trophy Mules. We're here with Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
This is beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats is the Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
Double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with Corey and Josh of the Trophy Mules. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, it's great to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. this is our first time getting to meet, and I know we kind of. Me and Corey been friendly online for a little while now, so it's finally time to sit down and get to know each other a little bit better and talk about a brand new record we have from you guys. But I guess before we get rolling too far, let's properly introduce yourself for those listening. So,
yeah, I'm Corey Saathoff of the Trophy Mules.
He's our band leader.
Yeah.
Singer, guitarist, songwriter.
Yeah, and I'm Josh Kean. I am also singer. I switch between lead guitar and keyboards, and I write a few songs myself.
Yeah, very cool. This is what's fun about this show is continually getting to meet new people making music in our town, and so it's fun to have this opportunity to sit down and talk about what you guys have been up to. I know a little bit about you guys, just doing a little bit of research and stuff. I guess I didn't realize until reading it, but that the group's been around. Trophy Mules has been around close to
since about 2009. Yeah.
So we
in many different incarnations.
Right.
Me being the one constant. But yeah, we've been around on the scene for quite a while. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah. So you've had a couple of different lineup changes, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. This is our at least 3 drummers.
Yeah.
Probably 3 bassists. And guitarist multiple as well.
Sure.
Scott Swartz has been with us the longest, probably, the current lineup.
Yeah.
He's a pedal steel wizard.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in a lot of other local bands, Prairie Rehab. He plays with Cree Rider.
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen him and heard him out on the scene. So, but he's been a constant with us for several years now, too. So
yeah. I met Scott through Prairie Rehab. So, Yep.
Great band.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Well, let's, the group's been around for a bit. We have, this is our third project, right?
Yes, third recording project.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about the brand new album in a little bit. But I guess before we, get there, I wanted to kind of, since we do have both of you guys here and we're talking about some of this, but where do you two, meet and let's talk about some of your, history together. Do you guys meet through the band? Is that how things kind of come about, or?
Yeah, so I used to play music with our drummer, Simon Drew, and he and I were in a band together in about 2012, 2013, and that didn't last very long. And so he joined the Trophy Mules, and there were a couple of opportunities when their bass player couldn't make a gig, and they asked me to come and actually play bass. And so I filled in a couple times with them. And, one day I got the call that said, hey, our guitar player has decided to step away. Would you like to play? And Simon had told Corey that I also played a little bit of keyboards too. So they asked if I could do both guitar and keyboard. And I would say when we play as a full band, it's probably about 50-50 that I play keyboard and piano. But yeah, that's how I got with the group, and I have been having a whole lot of fun. I think it's been about 4 years, since I joined.
Yeah, I think it's about right.
Yeah. And what was for Corey, when you started Trophy Mules, was was it always like this, direction? I know I read you had, played in a couple different groups before, and that you a couple different sounds, but
yeah,
when the idea of Trophy Mules was always to more this country type of.
It kind of started out that way, but now it's evolved. I think it's really evolved. We were pretty much straight. We had a mandolin player, stand-up bass even at times, pretty country-ish, Americana, twangy, rock. And now it's kind of evolved, especially with Josh coming on and doing the piano, a lot more piano and keys. And we're adding more like an indie rock, I guess, vibe to some of the stuff. So it's kind of a combination of my prior two bands, which were Jerkwater Junction, that was pretty much, country rock, and then Brain Regiment, which was kind of more indie rock. It's kind of all coalescing right now, kind of a hybrid of all, but still kind of a twangier, influenced style of music, Americana, but a lot of different elements in there. There's a lot of I know Josh and Simon and even Jared, our bassist, to some extent are big into like the Grateful Dead and Fish and some of those types of bands. So that kind of sound is kind of sprinkled in too, because it's just a natural influence and everything.
Sure. Yeah. That's one, like, especially working on it. I was telling you guys, I worked at Broadway Oyster Bar for like 5 years, and I think St. Louis maybe has more Grateful Dead cover bands like per capita than like anybody, I think. Like,
Probably.
I would say that's probably accurate.
And we would have quite a few different groups come in there playing Grateful Dead cover stuff, and what, I don't know, and I guess that's kind of the thing. The whole, really, the story behind the Dead was like how great the live show was. That was their big selling thing, was people would, you had to see it kind of thing. You had to be there. And so there's some of the recordings I was like, yeah, okay. There's a couple songs I like. I've just never really, nothing's really spoke to me, but like getting to see it live, and especially like seeing like Sean Cannon's Voodoo Players do different Dead stuff, different nights they do. Sometimes they would do like a Jerry night, sometimes they do Bob Weir night, or what, different things like that. But seeing them guys do it, like, maybe really truly like understand a little more like why the Dead was so great and why so many people love it the way they do. So
right.
So yeah, I'm kind of newer to the Grateful Dead experience and stuff, getting to understand all that. But yeah, so maybe so are you guys incorporating a little bit more of that jam aspect, you think?
I think it's in spots.
Yeah,
depends on the songs.
And we do two of their songs in our acoustic set, at least, throughout a 3-hour show. We'll do two songs, and I would say in the song Cold Comfort, the lead that I do at the end of it is kind of inspired a little bit by kind of the jam band type of flavor. I have a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, man. Well, we like I said, we teased at having this new record, and this just a couple weeks back, right?
It was right late November.
Okay, yeah,
it came out, but Christmas season kind of came around, and we wanted to. We set a goal to get it out by the end of the year, because it had been a moving target for multiple years, and we finally said, "Hey, we're going to do it." It took us till the end of November, but we got it out at the end of 22, and now we're kind of hoping to push it out there a little bit more at the beginning of 23.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're thankful for KDHX 88.1 for playing a bunch of songs. A lot of the DJs are playing some songs, so it's getting some radio play, which is awesome. And yeah, we want people to listen to the album and come see some shows.
Yeah, so we got No Sooner Than the Moon, which is the title of the record, now on all your favorite platforms, and of course can be heard at KDHX, and you can get physicals at shows. We have CD copies that are available, but you mentioned Cold Comfort, and that's one we wanted to highlight from the record, and this is a Corey song, and which I thought was cool to see you guys like that this record is, not maybe it's pretty close to half and half. I get maybe a pretty good split between the two of you featuring on different songs and stuff.
Yeah, he's got 3 written, but he sings great backups on most of the songs, so it's a good pairing.
Right. I always that's one of my favorites about groups that have multiple songwriters or lead singers in the group, like where they can just offer in a lot of variety and different, what their songwriting styles and their vocals and everything else.
Yeah.
Like, so, even on a compilation of, 10 songs, you're still going to get a lot of variety or whatever it is. So I'm just like, that's always one of my favorite things about a group is having multiple songwriters and vocals coming through like that.
Definitely, it makes the ear gravitate different directions for people. Hearing the same voice all the time, even if they're it's a perfect voice, can maybe get a little stale on a full recording. So having multiple singers and multiple songwriters is always great, I think.
Yeah, and getting some ideas. We were just talking today about some songs that we want to start recording for another project, and the fact that I'll throw Corey a song, I'll say here, and he'll say, well, have you thought about doing A, B, and C, and switching it up a bit, and in the end it makes it a better song when we can kind of give each other ideas.
Yeah, nice, man. That's what it's all about, collaborating.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's. So tell me about Cold Comfort. Is there anything comes to mind with this song, whether recording or lyric wise or anything?
Musically, I'm really happy with the way it turned out with this band. That was a song I'd written several years ago, and it had just never been. It had been played out in some of my prior bands, but never recorded. And I always thought, when the right group of guys came along, that we could really make it something, and that happened with this recording, I think. In terms of the inspiration for it, I think I was looking to get out of a situation that wasn't working for me, and it was kind of venting through that song.
Yeah.
But I liked the rock that we brought on this with everybody involved. So that's what I'm proud of with it.
Disarray. Take cold heat and thoughts rearrange. When you feel life slipping away, take cold comfort in life's disarray. To the road sign, fan the flames in your eyes. You'll have to count all your nightmares to get you by when you left here. Better to die in disaster. Better to die in disaster. Better to die in disaster. Better to die in disaster.
I think it's fun, even if a song's been already like recorded by a different group or whatever. I think it's interesting to see how, even if it's your own music reinterpreted through a fresh lens with a different group of people, and what how the different influences are going to come in on that.
Exactly.
So it's like. But I've heard those kind of stories, like where there's, a songwriter will hold on to a song just for, it's like this one, it's been in the notebook for, 10, 20 years or whatever. And it's like, I finally found the right pieces to put it together. And, but I always like those stories. It's kind of like the missing puzzle pieces, put everything together. And then finally like, oh, here, this is what it's supposed to be the whole time. So.
Right.
Yeah. And Cold Comfort, that's one of my favorite ones to play, especially as a full band. It's fun. Again, as Corey said, it's more of a rocker, and again, it's fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and I take some liberties at the end, however long he lets me go until he signals, all right, time to end the song.
We did have to fade it out on the recording.
Yes.
We could have had that be a 12-minute song if we wanted to, but yeah, we faded it down.
Yeah,
live we can make that last longer live.
I mean, it could be a good 6-minute song.
Yeah,
which for us, that's 6-7 minutes is a long song.
Yeah.
I just shout out to my buddy Joe Bazzelli. I just had him on the show a little bit ago, and we were doing some live jamming acoustic on the show, and he debuted a song on there called "She's Got a Thing," and then he does a live fade out on the song.
Oh wow!
and it made me laugh. So like, it's just so well done. Like, but he's been down in Nashville, like trying to make it as a songwriter down there. He's been hustling, and he's like, he said nobody down there does a live fade out. So he's like hoping that's his ticket to kind of stand out and do something different.
Right.
But I just thought that was speaking of doing it in the studio, and that he's doing it live on show. So maybe you guys can.
Yeah, maybe we'll try that.
Yeah. Right, yeah. But you mentioned recording, and what you guys did most of this like in house, right? With Scott.
We did it at Scott's. Yeah, and he's a wizard. He not only is he a pedal steel wizard, he's a studio wizard and engineering and everything. And that's a blessing to have someone like him in the band. He recorded it in house, and it's comfortable that way because it's the same space that you practice in, and you just, I don't know, that's an important element to have the level of comfort to relax and play and not feel like you're looking at a clock or something.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed, like, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to record in some really nice studios, and I mean that's always like something I feel like some of the greats really strive for is like comfort. You guys, with some nice furniture, some rugs, some nice lighting and things, just to like create a safe space where you feel like that you've relaxed and you can explore creatively and then put out the best product you can.
Right.
But especially like somewhere where you're already going every week or whatever, or, hanging out with Scott and you're with friends and stuff. It's I imagine that will really come through on these recordings and stuff where you're more comfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
So shout out to Scott for helping make this project possible from behind the board too.
Yeah, Scott's the man.
He did a great job mixing and mastering to make it sound how it sounds.
Yeah, and like I said, we do have physical CD copies at shows, and but you can find the album on all your streaming platforms today. Wherever you're getting your digital music at. But you do have an opportunity to come see Trophy Mules. And was this going to be a full band, or are you guys or is this an acoustic one?
Just acoustic duo.
Okay. Well, we do have a gig lined up for February 19th. It's a Sunday afternoon, 1 to 4 at the Weingarten in Belleville.
Correct.
So which would I think is so you guys do a lot of these acoustic duo stripped down version of the band, but hopefully we'll get a full band electric show together sometime soon. And
oh yeah, we have some, we'll have some here coming up soon. But yeah, we do a lot of the acoustic duo shows as well, so look out for that. And we try to specify, on the Facebook events or whatever, if it's an acoustic duo or even trio sometimes, or full band. So catch us out on any of the versions.
All right.
Yeah, there's so many, smaller breweries and wineries out there that we play at that they just don't have the space for a full band, or they don't want the volume of a full band. So it's I won't say easy, but it's more common for us to get a gig at some of those smaller venues.
Yeah. Well, I thought that might be a nice tie-in to what we did today. We did do some live jamming, and we brought a couple guitars, and we did a song called "Cure for the Common Blues." Yes. And this is a Josh song, also appears on the record. But what would you guys, anything come to mind around this song, Josh?
Yeah, this is a song, I wrote this one a few years ago, kind of like Corey. I kind of have a catalog of songs that I wrote and, recorded in my basement, just little demos for friends. So being able to bring some songs out, in a band setting. But yeah, this is just, I thought of just different stories about, people kind of down and ended up, I would say one of the verses, the third verse about the two people having a fight, this one got bad. That one was about some friends of ours at the time. And so, yeah, just, people having the blues about bad things, and wanted to wrap it up. Last verse is more of a fun, positive ending. I try to do that if I write a song that is kind of down about something. I do my best to end it on a positive note, because I think that's just the kind of guy I am.
Yeah. All right.
Well, he goes to the doctor, says he's ill, hoping that he'll get another pill. He's gotta find something that he can use, looking for a cure for the common blues. Well, she stays up all night, lying awake, wishing that she could just catch a break, hoping that tomorrow will bring good news, looking for a cure for the common blues. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they had another fight. This one was bad. What happened to the good life that they once had? They can't take any more of the other's abuse, looking for a cure for the common blues. You check to see if got another message on the phone. You wish that everybody'd simply leave you alone. It's been a long day, is that just an excuse? Looking for a cure for the common blues. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whenever I feel I'm gonna lose my mind, I remember what my baby tells me every time. Call me whenever you want to cut loose. You know I got the cure for your common blues. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So far it's been one or the other, but you said that sometimes you guys do help each other create the better song if there's maybe pitch an idea like, well, Bob, if we try this, like you said. But do you guys ever like sit down and actually write together, collaborate? I was like, is there a co-write song?
We haven't yet. I think that's something we could probably get closer to doing now, since we're getting more familiar with each other's writing styles. So that'd be a cool thing to be able to do.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Right. I know a lot of writing is, pretty personal for most people. I mean, it is kind of a solo sport at times, but I think it'd be interesting. Like I said, again, talking about creating a better product, collaborating and stuff. I always feel like it'd be fun to see what you guys come up with together too. So
yeah.
I think it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you again, Cure for the Common Blues also appears on No Sooner Than the Moon, so you can check out the full recording on there. And but we also wanted to highlight a song called Chupracabra Valentine, which was we also did live acoustic today, and this is a Corey song, and yeah, this is I think this is probably the one quite a bit different than the live acoustic version is quite a bit different than the recorded version.
Right. That one is a lot of piano driven,
right?
Which sounds awesome on the recording, but we play a lot acoustic duo, and so it's kind of
have to adapt.
Adaptive,
have to adapt
sure.
a bit.
So, but we like the way it sounds both ways.
Yeah,
so.
No, I agree. I think it sounded great today, and it's just fun to hear the different
alternate version, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, because Scott and I, on the lead in that song, we trade off. So he'll do a lead on the pedal steel for a few bars, then I'll do a piano lead, and it's fun to go back and forth like that. I don't have the abilities to do that all by myself.
Sure,
so
yeah. Where do you come up with Chupracabra Valentine?
Wow. Yeah. Kind of a darkly romantic song is what I was going for. Just the mysteriousness and the mysteriousness and darkness sometimes of love and relationships. It can still be a beautiful thing, but just mysterious and dark, and at times just kind of a domestic type of story, but I want to try to add some lyrical elements that were just a little different, so
yeah,
that's what I was going for.
Was that always like that title and that line Chupracabra? Like, is that like, is that something you, I don't know, is that, I always feel like I've heard like different things, like especially there's a interview with Steven Tyler that was on Stern Show one day, and he was saying a lot of his writing is like he'll basically scat along to the song and kind of making up words, and all of a sudden then he'll like realize, like he'll go back and he'll analyze what he was saying and kind of going along with the melody, and he'll put real words that fit into that.
Yes, and that's kind of how it started. Kind of a whisper track, or you're kind of humming to the song, and it kind of popped out, and it was just like, I didn't fight it,
Right.
It was like Chupracabra Valentine. So then I kind of wrote around it, like what would that mean as two words that like no one's ever going to put together,
right?
And that's how it starts, really. Yeah, and I think that's songwriters are a lot like that, where they're something kind of is muttered or something while they're strumming. They're like, okay, well, let's go with it. And that's kind of the way it worked. I kind of wrote it around those two words, which don't seemingly match at any point. So. Longer the wait, stronger the faith, darling. What more could I possibly ask for? The false escape far and away from this mad love, stumbling backwards, lost emotions, trampled in time. Chupracabra, Valentine. Such a sad-eyed lullaby. A million ways to mark our days honest, and yet none of it matters. Entangling fates unwound by hate drawn in, poison circles of lies. From that moment you said goodbye, twisted magic on my mind. Queen of an ocean, turning the tide. Chupracabra, Valentine. Dark romantic alibis. Chupracabra, Valentine. You're a tragic lullaby.
And that's fun when you're writing songs like that, when you have that idea and then the words flow afterwards, because that is, as many songwriters know, sometimes words can escape you and just not want to come. But it's a whole lot of fun when you have that idea and it's just, oh, here's a verse, and all of a sudden it's done.
Yeah, I've been trying to be apply. I've talked a lot about it on this show, but I've always been a lyrics guy. I've always kind of just that's where I connect to music, and I'm big on songwriters and storytelling of songs, and so. But I've been like trying to it's been more and more like something's been kind of poking at me, calling me, like saying, try to do it myself. I've never really applied myself in that form yet. I've done like a poetry a little bit, but never really got into like proper songwriting. Mm-hmm. And, but I've noticed like myself hearing like a line, like you say, somebody will say one line and then you're like, wait a second, there's something that sounds like it could be a hook in a song or whatever, and that kind of thing. So I've been noticing myself doing that more, and I just need to probably sit down and actually apply myself and start.
Right.
Joe was saying, again, I mentioned him, like when he was saying that there are a lot of the advice that they get is like, just keep writing, and you're going to write like at least like 100 bad ones before you start writing a good one that you like or whatever kind of thing. And so it's just more or less, it's just you got to just go through the motions of getting it right.
Yeah. That's the conventional wisdom.
Right.
Yep. Create the habit.
Right. But yeah, anyway, so it's just funny to hear, like, that's definitely a phrase, or, that that's what kind of caught my attention, was that those words don't really seem to fit, but we made it work and works out in the song. So,
yeah.
So check those out. And we got one more on the record that we wanted to highlight, and from the from the album, and this is a song called "Wish You Well," and this is again a Josh song, and this I'm assuming pretty heavily influenced by our pandemic.
Exactly.
It's his COVID song.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the pandemic song, right? Yeah, 6 feet. Might as well be miles away. That's the first line in it, because when we first started talking about social distancing and it's funny now, because the second verse is 6 weeks might as well be a whole goddamn year. But now I'm thinking, man, 6 weeks, that was nothing, right? Because, to now we're almost 3 years out of it. But the frustration that everybody had, I think, at the beginning, just not knowing, and what is it, what's going on, what can we do, what can we not do. But again, just like, what I said in Cure for the Common Blues, I didn't just want to create a complaint song. So that's why, I see you from a distance, but I can't really tell how you're doing in this instance, but I want to wish you well. So just trying to keep a positive spin on it and recognize it.
"6 feet, might as well be miles away. You ask me if I can tell today from yesterday. The walls we've built around us are heavier than stone. The cold wind that surrounds us chills me to the bone. 6 weeks, might as well be a whole goddamn year. How long must we all have to live in fear? You can focus on the darkness or focus on the light, but
you don't have to feel helpless, 'cause it's gonna be alright. I see you from a distance, but I can't really tell how you're doing in this instance, and I wanna wish you well. Focus on the darkness, or focus on the light, but you don't have to feel helpless, 'cause it's gonna be alright. I see you from a distance, but I can't really tell how you doing in this instance, and I wanna wish you well. I see you from a distance, but I can't really tell how you doing in this instance, and I wanna wish you well. Wanna wish you well. I wanna wish you well. Wanna wish you well.
Yeah, that's another one where it's a little different on the album versus acoustic. Like the lead, when we do it full band, Scott does a great, pedal steel lead on it. When we do it acoustic, I'll do a harmonica lead. So just mix it up a little bit at times. And this was actually the one song on the album that I actually did the drums for as well. Simon had shoulder surgery, and so we were wanting to get some things done, and I play a little bit of drums, so they allowed me to give it a go.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, now this is for both of you guys, but do you find something like that? I just feel like more. Either it can go both way, either way, I guess. But like something like a global pandemic, when things are it's a bummer, it's depressive, where things our whole world was shut down and kind of thing, and I just feel like either you can be inspired to create more because you're tapped into that, or some people just I feel like a lot of songwriters are inspired more by either like heartbreak or falling in love kind of thing, like it's one extreme emotion or the other kind of. And so I didn't know if like Wish You Well obviously is kind of about that. I didn't know if maybe writing, you guys felt more inspired to write more during the pandemic, or if it was like or not, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So
yeah, I haven't been as prolific post pandemic, which honestly is frustrating because I enjoy writing songs. I enjoy creating my demos down here in the basement, but I can't say exactly what causes my inspirations. It just sometimes the muse gets me and sometimes not. But but I don't know. What about you, Corey?
It was definitely a different time. I think the inactivity, because we were kind of, I think if you're active with your band and you're having shows and you're having practices and stuff, that for me breeds more creativity. And having that just kind of cut out from under you for a while, that was kind of a numbing experience to where it did stunt me from writing for a while. I've still been able to write some now since everyone's kind of adjusted and adapted. But early on, it was a challenge to do really much of anything musically. So
yeah. I'm glad all of it seems to be back. Everything, we're getting back to doing all of our fun things we were doing, all our shows and stuff. So,
yes.
But yeah, it was a weird time for sure. But I do feel like it's ultimately changed everything. Like it's everything's different now. Things are back to normal in a sense, but I think it's ultimately always going to be a little different. It's never going to be quite the same as it was.
Yeah, the cliche new normal.
Yeah,
new normal.
Yeah, sure. But it's just like I don't know. I feel like even going to like a crowded bar show or whatever. I think more people. I just feel like more in general, more people are like more anxiety and stressed and nervous about crowds and
more aware of, more cognizant of it. Is there going to be a lot of people at this or
I know there's some people that don't care, but I just feel like in general, I think there's a lot of people that just are more likely, especially after you had 2 years or whatever staying at home. People are like, I'll just stay home and I'll watch the live feed or watch the Netflix documentary about it or whatever.
Right.
So
well, and it's society, right? Because it's like that. People are gonna stay in, watch Netflix, or do a couch tour of of a band and work. I'm one of the few people at work that I enjoy going into the office, and it's a quiet office.
Yeah.
So it's all different whether it's work or play.
Yeah. But I still love going to shows. I mean, it's you can't replace it. Like, going live music it's
an experience.
Yeah. And then just see you guys there to have a chance to talk afterwards and get a CD sign and whatever, the whole thing, that everything goes into it. It's like I love it all, and but yeah, there's very few things that move me like live music does and stuff. So, and
you can meet like-minded people. You're at the same show together, so you have something common already, and sometimes you meet new people that way too, and that's something that's not watching it at home you can't do. So
I go to a lot of shows by myself just because I got frustrated trying to ask friends to go all the times. I mean, there's times I do take friends, but if people don't want to go, I'm like, well, I'll go by myself. I don't care. I'm gonna go have a good time. And plus, I don't like talking during the shows anyway. So I'm like,
it allows you to focus on the music.
Yeah. So I like, but like you're saying, I've met so many people. That's what I always people, when I have talked like during set breaks or whatever, people are like, you just go, I'm like, yeah, well, we're already at the same show. We already got one thing in common. We already know we like the same band and same music and stuff. So it's very easy to start talking to people. And then I've run into those same people in multiple shows, and then now they're friends. So it's so it's cool. Like, I've met all kinds of great people just from going out to shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, you, what was, speaking of that, what's your guys' first concert memory? Do you guys remember your first show you went to?
Mine's almost embarrassing.
Public Enemy.
Really?
It was at the new arena, it was called, which is now where the Enterprise Center where the Blues play. I was a junior in high school, and me and a buddy went to. It was Public Enemy, Naughty by Nature, Ice-T, Queen Latifah, and like one other act. It was like a big rap, like festival kind of thing, and it was awesome. That was my first concert experience, and but yeah. What's yours?
Mine was similar, but this was probably 1985, 86. It was the headliners were New Edition, and they had opening for them an early rap group called UTFO. They had the song Roxanne, Roxanne, which was big, and then the Fat Boys.
There we go.
All right.
Nice.
I used to like the Fat Boys.
It was at the Fox Theater. That was the first concert. But my friend, his dad worked for, I think KMOV television, and he got us tickets, and yeah, we were
Nice.
pretty young, but I remember it.
Yeah. I think New Edition, I just saw them on, I guess I got together for some dates coming up, but they were on the New Year's Eve ball drop thing with,
Oh, were they
with
really?
Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I haven't, yeah. I mean, and it's funny because that's, again, early 80s rap was pretty much starting its popularity, and that's what I was listening to a lot. But then soon as I picked up a guitar and started learning it, my buddy turned me on to Led Zeppelin and the Grateful Dead, and it was almost like a light switch
All right.
changed, and I just stopped listening to rap and hip hop and just went right into classic rock, and that's been big influence for me.
Nice, yeah. You mentioned Fat Boys also, and we were kind of talking about vinyl a little bit earlier off mic, but I have it's a record store day exclusive, and it's a Fat Boys record inside of a pizza box.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And the record looks like a pepperoni pizza.
That is so funny.
And so I thought that was a lot of fun. But I mean, I like the Fat Boys and all, but I just more like I thought it was really cool packaging, like that came in a pizza box and everything
Right.
else. So
That's
it was,
Really cool.
and that's one of the things I think is that I like the best about vinyl as a medium, and having the ability to do different random things like that. Like I've seen vinyl cut in different shapes. It's not always just the circle, and they're not always
Right.
and it's not always just plain black vinyl. You can get all kinds of multicolored and different patterns and all. So there's
These days, it's almost commonplace now for the colored vinyl or the wispy colors and things like that.
Sure, but
Yeah.
I think it's so. I mean, it's just another layer to the art form, just like that you can express yourself that way too. And so,
Speaking of that, we did do that for the first time. I wanted to have, excuse me, a song on vinyl, and so we did that. We pressed 7-inch through Big Finger Records. It's Don Bailey. He runs Evangeline's Central West End area,
Nice, yeah.
but he has a little studio, and he pressed 10 7-inch copies for us. So there's only 10 of them. We'll hopefully have another pressing sometime, but it's got our song "Guess That's the Way you Say Goodbye" from the album on one side, and "Wish You Well" on the other side. And they're in different colors, mostly blue, dark blue. There's also red. I think there's even a couple of green ones.
I think too. Yeah.
And so each of the band members got one, so there's only 5 left. But we'll sell those at shows.
Yeah.
They're very limited
They're
edition.
collector's items.
Collector's items.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
But the colored vinyl is cool.
Yeah. Well, what's that like for you guys? I mean, I'm sure, whether yourself or your parents, I'm sure you guys grew up with having some records around the house and stuff. What's that like for you to see that when that came in that day, like seeing your name on a vinyl press?
It's like a dream come true.
It's exciting.
I've always had wanted to do that, and the opportunities had not, presented themselves, but it did this time, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah. I imagine, it's got to be one of the, I've never been there either, but just being that box shows up in the mail that day or whatever, that's got to be a very exciting experience to.
Oh, I got to watch him press them actually, so that was even more cool.
I've been a fan, but I never. I just recently learned a little bit more about some of the, actual behind the scenes of stuff. I was actually listening to a podcast with Jack White, and he was on Broken Record podcast with Rick Rubin, and he was kind of talking about a little bit inside of Third Man Records and how like how the actual recycled plastics that go into creating the records and stuff, the actual wax and stuff. So
it's a really cool process to watch and be a part of. So again, blessed to have that.
Yeah.
And there's still something about building a collecting music,
Sure,
as opposed to just having a whole bunch of things that you can stream. I love streaming. I stream all the time, and I love having my vinyl collection, or even I still have all the CDs that I grew up with too.
Yeah. I've got I had a lot of CDs, and then like for me, maybe late middle school and then going into high school, like I was kind of like already kind of getting known for the music stuff. Like I was like the guy, I had a ton of CDs, and I wouldn't say DJ'd parties, but I was kind of like the DJ because I had all the CDs kind of thing. So like, and I remember I had this big binder, and I don't know, I took it to school one day, and I guess somebody swiped it. And so the funny part about it all, which like again, like yourself, I like to try to put a positive on.
Yeah.
But so the funny part for me was like it all like ended up coming back around. I was walking on the other side of town one day, and just happened there was a CD in the on the sidewalk there, and I flip it over, and I happened to notice this is at the time also when burning CDs and stuff. So like I had mixes, I flipped over the CD, and it says Shane's Mix on it, and I was like,
how funny.
So I laughed. I'm just thinking about this first, and like just cruising around town. No, this sucks. Just slinging my CDs out the window, and like
you should have kept walking.
Yeah, right.
A few more.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hopefully they at least appreciated the other stuff, but maybe that one was too
didn't
much.
Didn't like your mix.
Right.
Oh, well.
So
not everybody has the good taste that you have.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So. But I agree. I've since replenished a bunch of those, but it's nice to have. I got a lot of vinyl also, especially locally. I've been trying to buy all my friends that press the vinyl, and so it's just fun to have, man. It's fun to, and hopefully one day I'll be able to pass it along to my children and that kind of thing. So my dad gave me a bunch of his records. I got, all the Allman Brothers and Skinner and all the things that he liked to listen to. So
there you go.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's fun, man. It's fun collecting, and I've like got a whole like room full of memorabilia of all kinds of random posters and things, and so maybe someday we'll do something, properly display it all, and do something cool with it all.
Yeah.
So, again, come see Trophy Mules February 19th in Belleville, Illinois at the Weingarten. Follow along on Facebook and Instagram for more dates coming soon. And you can find all things at thetrophymules.com. And but I got a couple questions for you guys. Having some fun with these, get your take on them. But all right, say the day comes along, we get some Trophy Mules action figures. What would you guys like to see to go with the three accessories to go with your action figure?
Ooh. Oh boy. Accessories. I would have to say a baseball bat, the gold chain, and some Run DMC Adidas shoes.
My Adidas.
Yes.
That's awesome. I would say for me, I would love to have a of course, guitar that you could strap on to the person, but also how about a keytar?
Oh, yeah.
So
Interchangeable.
so the kids can swap
great.
between the two. For the third thing, it probably has nothing to do with being in a band, but I'm such a big Star Wars fan that I'd love to have a lightsaber.
There you go.
For my action figure.
Yeah. What kind of guitar do you have? Do you have a particular favorite that you would want to put in there?
You know, I'm a Strat guy, so yeah, just a good old Fender Stratocaster. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I always think it's fun to, everybody's got their. I always think of like Wayne's World, when he's like goes into the guitar shop and like
Yes.
one day she'll be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you already have action figures coming out, don't you, Shane? You're like kind of a celebrity, aren't you?
I don't know about all that.
What kind of accessories are you going to have?
I've never. I don't think I have any real action figures, but I did become a cartoon. So like that was a pretty big highlight for me.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
To be and now I'm immortalized as
Animated,
this little Shaney character. So but I don't know, man. Yeah, probably this wonderful Heil microphone that I like using a lot.
Be good.
Which proud to represent locally, And I don't know if you know, but Bob Heil also has a bunch of history with the Grateful Dead and everything.
Yeah,
So
The Who also.
Yeah, so which I think is super cool that I'm even remotely associated with that at all. Like
Right.
is really exciting for me.
Definitely.
Yeah. Probably a you got to go with the double decker fudge round. I think that's got to be one of the accessories. In the other hand, now I probably would have said Mountain Dew a couple of years back, but I've been really trying to be good. There you go.
Yeah, Mountain Dew Zero.
Maybe zero. to get the
Mountain Dew Zero.
yeah.
I like that.
I had a thing for a while. It was me Mountain Dew go way back, and but I've been trying to get right. The pandemic for me was not the best of times. For mental health and everything else. Just also lost my mother at the end of the year in
sorry to hear that.
in 2019. So and then the world shut down right after that. So like I got to my heaviest, and I was like, I need to make some changes, and so I started been trying to eat right and drink a lot more water and everything else. So
Good for you. It's not easy.
Right.
It's much easier to find things that aren't healthy. So yeah, kudos to you for making it work.
yeah, so that was one of the first ones I had to get rid of them.
You had to divorce Mountain Dew.
Yeah. So every now and then I'll treat myself, but it's it's more of that a treat, not just a steady flow of Mountain Dew all day long.
I can't do regular soda, so I do like zero or diet sodas.
Yeah.
But,
Well, for me, it's a slippery slope, because then I'll be like, okay, and then I'll be like, well, right back into the,
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have to just more or less just cut it off completely, except for, like I said, on a rare occasion every now and then. But yeah. All right. What about now? You guys, let's talk about maybe like a dream duet or a collaboration. Is there anybody you maybe get in the studio with, or a feature on a track or anything? Maybe another vocalist to sing duet with, or anything like that?
I have a few. I'd love to do a song with. One would be Michael Stipe from REM. Love to do a song with him, even if he just sing it and I play it. Something I wrote or something, or had an idea in my head, and say, hey, here you go, and see that happen. Or Bob Pollard from Guided by Voices would be another one. That'd be very cool. Jay Ferrara or Jeff Tweedy, Sunvold or Wilco, any one of those would be cool to have any sort of part in, even if it was just strumming along on rhythm guitar, Yeah. That'd be a dream.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it'd be Trey Anastasio from Fish. And not only, obviously he's an incredible musician, but he just seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be really cool. And I, play along to a lot of his stuff when I'm just at home. So yeah, I think it'd be a ton of fun to play with him. It'd be very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That, you ever get to see those guys or meet any of those guys at all? You get to...
I met Bob Pollard after I got at My Voices show, just, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Never met any of the others. Would love to have a conversation with them.
Right.
Just pick their brains a little bit,
Well, I think, and that's like what I think is pretty cool about, Jeff and Jay, like you're saying, is, especially here
from these parts.
Right.
Yeah.
You saw guys that, in the same neighborhood that went on to do it and at a high level and stuff. So it's like,
that's definitely a big inspiration for sure.
So
we need to figure out how to get them back together.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was cool to, I have like same thing with like, I have a buddy, Ross, he's ended up actually, we did one a couple of years ago, recorded the podcast together, but we went to high school together and he went on to pitch for the pros. He's bounced around a couple different teams over the years, but played for the Nationals and the White Sox and things. And it's just cool to see a guy from small town Missouri in Wentzville and went on to, make it to the big show. So
yeah, it makes the whole community proud.
Right.
It's like, I know him, or he's one of us, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it does.
But and it was just like, I don't know, it's just fun, man. It's cool to see. I'm proud of my friends, and it's just cool to see them, chasing that dream that so many of us, so many others had too. But getting to do it in that level,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, all right. Is there anything you guys think you could get into the Guinness Book of World Records for?
Oh boy. No.
Yeah.
I would say I consider myself such an average guy. Could I win the record for being an average everyday guy?
Yeah.
As Joe Walsh says, an ordinary average guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that Joe's he's a character.
Yeah.
That guy's got to see him open up for Seeger one night, and it was a ton of fun. It was like just him on stage, like he's a nutty guy, and he's running around and having a good time, but that's what it's all about, is having fun. And he's
super talented though too.
Yeah, for sure.
He's great.
Yeah.
I saw the Eagles a few years ago, number of years ago, in one of their farewell tours, and I honestly, the first set, all the songs sounded so much just like the album that the first set was almost boring. Second set, they let Joe Walsh do his thing, and it got fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. It was, his influence.
For sure. Yep. All right. Well, one more. Is there a movie or a TV show you wish you were in? Is there anything like a
TV show?
A certain world? I know Josh already kind of alluded to what his answer might be. But
movie or TV show?
Yeah.
I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be part of that craziness sometime. Just, be in that show once.
For sure.
That'd be mine.
That show's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. And I earlier mentioned that I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I love the new shows that are, coming out now. So yeah, to have a part and be in that world would be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's something I think about a lot. Even just a cameo role. I always like, that's like one of my bucket list kind of things. Like I just want to walk on set and like, whatever. I have one line and be like, whatever it is. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what the role, but just like having that one moment and like, and then you can freeze frame. Hey, look, there I am.
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
you are, yeah.
Right. You can pause it and there you are.
so.
I think you'll get there.
Yeah, I think that's something I've like. So Conan O'Brien, he used to do write for SNL,
Yeah.
and like occasionally they would use him as like different background characters, and then he's like continued it like as he became like the TV host and everything else. Like he randomly appears in the backgrounds of like various show. Like he had like a recurring thing where he would like go in these like soap operas and stuff, and like so he's like he's like in these like a coffee shop scene on a laptop or something like that, like some very random thing, and it's just 6'5" Conan O'Brien sitting back there with his bright red hair and all, just like but yeah, he so something like that. That's all I need. I just it doesn't even really have to be a speaking line, but
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to have that moment.
Like Peter Jackson, and when he always eats a carrot in the Lord of the Rings movies,
Yeah.
like he has a carrot in his hand that he's eating.
Well, I like like Stan Lee always had like a moment in like all the Marvel ones.
the
and stuff,
Avengers. Yeah.
That was
you
good.
know, so those are always fun. His was fun too. Just because that was it was always a reoccurring thing, but it was always a different. You never know where he was going to pop up,
Right?
How he was going to be in the movies, but it was fun to keep a lookout, see where he was going to be at.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, so something like that. I just think it'd be. I'm a fan of movies, and it'd be cool to be a part of that someday. Well, guys, this has been a ton of fun, man. I've been really enjoying getting to know a little bit more about the Trophy Mules, and again, come see them live. Grab the album on CD or vinyl while you can, But I guess looking forward to the rest of this year. Do we have certain goals in mind that we want to accomplish this year? Is the touring or anything like that in mind? Or
We don't really get much out past the St. Louis area, but the goal is to get some full band gigs booked, maybe some local festivals or stuff like that. We also have some newer songs already in the works, so to work on those with the guys. Those would be some goals for 2023, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Hopefully, like maybe some of those new songs will come together rather quickly, and maybe not have as much hiccups recording the next project as we did.
Hopefully, another pandemic does not happen.
Right.
Move a little bit quicker on the process.
Yeah, we should be able to cut that time down a little bit.
Right. But yeah, I appreciate you guys doing this today, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Yeah.
But,
Thanks for having us, Sean. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it, and what you do for the scene it's awesome. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, happy to help. And hopefully we'll get some new ears checking out the tunage. So thanks, guys, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye, everybody.